Hey everybody, and welcome back to CES 2021. My name is Jared Bendis, and this is part 5. Oh my god, part 5 of my virtual CES virtual walkthrough. So hopefully you've watched episodes 1 through 4, and they really are more like episodes, and you listen to them, look up every so often. Again, we're continuing where I left off with the exhibitors that I have pre-curated based on topics or cool looking logos or my knowledge of them previously. I'm going to try to keep the video to around 45 minutes, and if all goes well, and I'm hoping that I can keep it to what I did last time, which would be to keep the notes to maybe 5 or 6 good ones in that amount of time. It's kind of been a mix about that, because again, I don't know if these are going to be good or bad, because I've done a very little pre-screening here. I'm just going through and adding my notes, so that's me typing along the way. I try to keep that to a minimum. All right, so last we left off, we were looking at IO Gear, which said they had all these sorts of products and then refused to show them to us. Yes, thank you for that. Now let's look at Knuckles 5. Again, the longer it's been since I curated this list, the more interesting it is. I come over here and it loads and it asks me if I want to share the information or not, which we discovered in episode 4 is optional, even though I've said yes to probably 100 of these so far. Knuckles 5's international team of specialists in various fields related to the drone industry. All right? And so what did they do? They create, well, let's just see what their showcase is. So, they create drone controllers. Ooh, okay, now this is cool. This is cool. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm a lousy drone pilot. I've been a drone pilot since before DJI redefined droning. As a matter of fact, I would joke every time I would take the drone up, this is a pre-DJI, every time I take the drone up, I would break a piece, then I have to order a piece from California and get it back in, and you were trying to guess which piece you were going to break next, so you'd have one in hand. I am a really horrible pilot. Now, of course, they're a little bit more self-sustaining. I really like this, though. The Knuckles 5 is pretty cool. Now, the question is it really, is it a real thing, or is it a prototype? And since, look at that, for lefties or righties. This screams prototype, which I'm okay with, by the way, because you have to start somewhere. But I'm going to come over here and let's look at the video real fast and see what we see. I'm curious about this. They've got me curious. All right, I'm good. All right, so I know that everyone's got their way of selling these products, but really, I look at product development as a problem solution sort of thing, and to go through and immediately jump into speed test, compare other to other, I want to hear about dexterity. I want to, I don't want it to be like a whole, crazy show. Hey, Dad, I don't want one of those. But it went from 0 to and really fast. But it's cool. So the question is, can you buy it? Brief information, inspiration, but can you buy it? And so let's click on it and see what happens. Let's continue off and see, is this a real thing? Because I got an alternate user interfaces, alternate controllers, I get very excited about. A fully one-handed controller for drones and computer games. That's gutsy. To develop a new. Look at that. Nice. I like that they're being smart about it. They're doing both drones and computer games. But here's the question: when and how much? And the answer is not answered. And that's okay. That's okay. So does this go on my list? The answer is absolutely. This goes on my list. The Knuckles 5 is one to watch. I would love to get one of these in my hands. I wish if I was at the show right now, I'd be holding it, getting a feel for it, being cynical or not cynical. But from remote, I have to say, really good looking. Yeah, I'm in. Also, by the way, notice that they're using sort of like a generic hand here, which I think is pretty good as well. All right, let's go back into it. All right, so that's good. That's not bad. Twinkly. Let's go and take a look at Twinkly. All right. That's good. So first up, and we already got a good one. That's good. All right. Again, these are so slow to load. I've got a really fast connection here. And again, is it all the people that are doing it at the same time, or is it just a thing? All right, so let it go in and wait for it to share my consent. Yes, you may have all of my information. Oh, now it's asking me to, it slows. A web page is slowing down my browser. Well, that's always a bad sign. Literally, the only other web pages I have open are the CES web pages and my email, and I don't think it's my email. Let's wait. Oh, there we go. They are, LED Works brings together innovation to the world of consumer professional lighting. A lighting suite controllable via smartphone. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. I love this stuff. Let's take a look. I'm in. I don't think they're the only game in town, but it looks cool. All right. Get to it. You've wasted 10 seconds of my life. All right. Okay, I like the flex. I really like the square. Is that it? Line, flex, and squares? Oh. Ooh, now I want one. So it's a... All right. Pretty cool. I would say they're a little overdone on this, but let's take a look. They've got a brochure. Let's look at the brochure. I mean, we're seeing a lot of the controlled lighting, you know, where you can do things with patterns and stuff like that. Computer vision, just frame your decoration. Twinkly will do the rest. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, looks like they know what they're doing. Okay, so then the question is, yeah, I love those. I just love those panels. I have so many ideas. All right, so they seem to be robust. They know what they're doing. Now the question is, how much for that light panel in the window? Yeah, I'd love some of these squares. The trees look pretty cool too, though. All right, so Twinkly, you've got my full attention. Let's go to their website and see if they are going to give me any really good information about what it's like. Products. All right, but nothing to purchase yet, which makes sense. All right, cool. Something to be on the lookout for. Twinkly, I'm interested. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was that beeping noise? Did I just get hacked by Twinkly? All right, let's continue. All right, I'm happy. Lioness. All right, I know what this one is. So let's all stop giggling for a moment, or you'll start giggling in a second, and take a look. So last year there was a lot of pushback on how, or the year before there was a lot of pushback on how much of the what they call it, wellness tech. And so we're looking at here is sex tech and Femtech Industries. And so pretty cool stuff. They had this last year, and it's a smart pleasuring device that actually uses biofeedback to let you know what's happening when. And pretty cool stuff there. So good for them. I'm not going to read their tagline. I can say it. I'm not a prude, but I just don't want to have the sample out. I have students that will try to use the samples and try to make me say things. But yeah, so Lioness is out there and they're back, and that's what's really important is that when you look at the number of these companies that weren't there 2 years ago, were there last year, we're down to 7 this year. And so that's an interesting mix of what's going on. Also probably due to the pandemic in terms of, whether or not you're going to be in the show or not. So pretty cool stuff though. All right. Little Lot Company, creative fun meets interactive play. I have no idea what this company is. I certainly hope that based on the description, it is not related to the last product. All right, let's take a look and see if my website will be still slowing down. It makes you also wonder if some of these are overdone. I think that CES gave them certain parameters that they could put up. We've seen like these minute videos and these different portfolios. They develop products and serve in the edtech industry, including both toys they use in household edutainment and interactive learning systems for classrooms and smart classrooms and schools. All right, so what do they got? They got interactive fun, creative fun meets interactive play. Let's see how new they've got it. Introducing. All right. So they've got little pieces and button bars and wood and bean bags and LEDs. All right, so before you're probably expecting me to be all negative about this one, but I'm not going to be. Not every toy is an epic toy. And it's really important. You know, some kid's going to love this toy. Some kid's going to go, yeah, that was cool. And they're not putting it out there like that. They didn't go, the first, the best, the only. They're like, no, we are contributing to the goodness of the world that is children's educational toys. Here's our platform, and here's how we're using it. And you know what? Good for them. I like the way they're presenting it. It looks like the age of the children look age appropriate. I think a lot of these as well, they don't show you how old the kids are supposed to be, and that's really important because like if you give this to a 10-year-old, they're going to go, it's a little too, and so you've got to ask yourself. Now, the other part of this when you're looking at ed tech and children's tech and play tech is how long is it going to last? And I don't mean how long is it going to last in terms of how long is it going to like survive. I mean, how long is it going to keep their attention? At what time is it played out? So when you look at any of these things, the scope and depth of content is very, very important. Because, if I spend $30 on a toy and my kid plays with it for, 2 days, well, then you divide it out, amortize it, and there you go. But if I spend a lot of money on a toy and they say there's all this content, but my kid is like bored with it before I can go any further with it, then it doesn't work out very well. It looks diverse enough that I actually would be interested in this. I'm actually pretty pleased. This one's pretty good. So good on you. However pronounce Biino. Again, I wish the videos would actually include the pronunciation guides. You would think they would, by the way. You would think they would be like, hey, everybody, we're going to make it so that you can pronounce our company's names. That would be my presentation. If I were to do this for everybody, if I were to coach you on how to do a good CES presentation, I would say, tell me how your product is pronounced. Tell me, make sure you know who it's for, how much it costs, when it's being released, what problem does it solve, is it the first, but where does it fit? So let's go to Loctech, by the way. Loctech is a manufacturer of ergonomic products such as sit-stand height adjustable desks, sit-stand workstations, TV monitor arms. Actually, I think I'm using Loctech devices here. I think that's a Loctech. I think that's a Loctech. I think that's why I clicked on it. I find it interesting when you look at these companies that have different technologies. I'm not a standing desk person. I know a lot of people are standing desk people. I like the ones that come up and of course do it automatically, or they kind of promote you to do it by yourself. Right now I'm sitting straight up, which is unusual for me. I'm not slouching in my chair, and that's because I've got my monitor up, because I've got my new microphone, which is big, in front of me. So it's kind of an interesting one when you think about the ergonomics of it all. But no, Loctech is a standard company, and let's take a look. High decibel gaming desk. I'll hit play. I'll see what they got. You see a lot of companies doing this. Gaming desk, office desk. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yes, make sure your model's wearing a hoodie, otherwise you won't know he's a gamer. What is the crap all over the desk? Seriously, what is that? Is that garbage on the desk? All right. Ooh. I definitely like the monitor goes up and down. I actually like it's off to the side. Carbon fiber texture surface. All right. I actually don't want my tech into the desk, by the way. That actually, I get weirded out. I like the up and down part, but I don't want USB in the desk, because I don't want to be tethered where, I blow USB ports. I don't want to, do that. Oh, he took his hoodie off, so now he's working. It's a strange thing, by the way. This entire thing is a strange thing. That's a MacBook. And, don't show me a hoodie gamer guy and then pull out a MacBook. I mean, that isn't the way that I necessarily associate it. And also, show me all that with the blue light. Again, I know I'm critiquing how they're presenting it, but I'm trying to look at product here. And what I'm looking at is your production values, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Yeah, they sell cool product, but I wouldn't necessarily know that necessarily here. Again, I feel slightly condescended to, but I buy their product, so I can't complain too much. Laura DiCarlo. All right, let's click on Laura DiCarlo. Laura DiCarlo is also in the sex tech, femtech space. And let's see if they have anything special to say this year. They were really nice last year. They were really cool. At the booth, they were very friendly, very informative. All right, so what do they have? They have a variety of high-tech engineered devices. All right, so there we go. All right, so there are their variety of devices. I love doing this. Look, I'm not blushing this year. Look, there's the robotic clitoral stimulator. There you go. Pretty cool stuff, though. It actually is really neat how they are not, they're very upfront about what they're selling and how they're selling it. And mainstreaming what would be sort of non-mainstream devices is partly what consumer electronics show is about these days. And I think this is pretty cool because this is, these are wellness tech devices. And so we shouldn't be giggling about them. We should be like going, cool, they're selling them. There they go. And there's Laura DiCarlo, who I got to meet last year. I can wave at. She's in the back of one of my videos. All right, next, Lucid Sound. I think I'm in the L's. I don't know how it did like half of them alphabetical order, then the other half in alphabetical order. So I've got no idea what's going on here. Right now, I've only gotten 2 on my list worth sort of keeping right now. I'm still very happy about the Knuckles 5 and the Twinkly. Lucid Sound has a simple mission to serve gamers everywhere by making headsets that sound great, feel great, and look great. Because their competitors are trying to make headsets that sound like crap, feel like crap, and look like crap. I mean, if you're in the headset business, this is the definition of being in the headset business. It's the platitudes like that are just kind of funny. All right, so they want to make audio. I mean, I would have said like at a good price because that isn't what everybody does. Some people are like, no, we're only going to do good things for a lot of money. All right, so what do they have? They have hybrid gaming headsets. All right, best Xbox headset. I can't see who said that. All right. And that's it. They sell gaming headsets. Cool. Lovely. I've got nothing for you. Next, Ludotech, innovative games. All right. Look, Mission Space Food's coming up, so I'm really curious about that. Every so often, I'm like, the names really throw you. And that's the thing is, what if one of these companies I've missed because the keyword was misspelled and their name wasn't very good? And this happens. That's why I need to walk up and down the floors and see what's going on. All right, Ludotech creates interactive board games enabled by OLEM, a little robot that takes you along for a new board game experience. He takes on a different role for each game of his ever-expanding library. Gather around the table and cooperate to steal OLEM's treasures, manipulate him and destroying your opponent's city, and many other stories. All right, so first things first, just so you know, as the cynic in me, when I see this picture and I see the white core cards of that thickness, it screams prototype. It screams that I'm looking at a prototype. Those do not look like they've been professionally manufactured, and there are lots of ways of doing that in this world right now. Those look hand cut. So, and if I'm wrong, by the way, doesn't matter. It looks that way. Oh look, a bunch of guys sitting around a table. This is probably the people who are developing it, but at the same time, either somebody forgot that there's more than this type of it's just 4 guys sitting around a table, man. That ain't cool. All right, let's hit play and watch their video anyway. I work in the gaming industry, so I'm very interested in seeing what they're about to say here. Is that booze? Yeah, like this whole thing. Like, you just look at the picture that you're looking at here. It's there's such this weird sort of strange hip bias that is not about what they're trying to show you. But let's watch. Oh, good. There's other people here. Actually, I'm into this. Um, so they've got a programmable robot that they've used as part of a board game. All right. I'm in. I have all sorts of design things I'd like to comment about, but I mean, so far, all right. Yeah, so it's a beta version. It's got a nice box. It's Kickstarter. I'm gonna click on this Kickstarter. I'll be honest with you. I'm okay. So I can give the I can be the downer about professionalism and things like that, and remind people that those look like plastic cups, and it's hard for me to not think of cheap plastic cups when I see those, and they may need that form factor. I looked at some of this and said, wow, the board game didn't look as some of the contrasty things there look okay. But I've played with these types of robots before, and I'm cool with that. I would love to know what the price point is. I like that they have cards. I like that they have apps. Look how the board is floating there. That looks a little flimsier than I would like to see. So even in a prototype, those are things that I look for. Is you've got still images here. You should be impressing me. So I'm not impressed by their presentation, but I am impressed by what they're doing with it. I love a little robot that offers a sort of interactive physicality to tabletop gaming. So I'm not anti this. I'm critiquing them harshly, but I'm not anti this. Matter of fact, let's go down to ludo.tech and let's see what their Kickstarter looks like. And I'll even add, if they have a link to their Kickstarter, I will add the Kickstarter link to the video because I'm pretty happy with this. I actually have one of the root robots. Here we go. I have one of the root robots that it kind of walks around and does cool things. Matter of fact, this looks like a Root robot, by the way. Root was a company I saw at CES a few years ago, and they were bought by the Roomba company. They were bought by iRobot, and so they were originally Root Robotics, and pretty cool stuff. This is for little kids, though, but it seems like somebody's done something smart with the same form factor. Actually, it does look like it's the same thing. I mean, it may not be, but it's pretty cool. And if you just saw me put it on the wall, those are giant magnets. It's really, really cool. All right, let's scroll down and see what else we're looking at here. A new way of playing. All right. Join the adventure. Follow us. Get notified. Don't miss our crowdfunding launch. All right. So they haven't launched yet, but we're gonna sign up for them, and we're definitely gonna try to follow their crowdfunding thing and hope they do well. So I'm gonna put them on my list for that. The Ludotech people. It's OLEM. Again, I don't know how you pronounce it. I wish they would have put that in there. But cool. I'm happy with them. Good for them. Good for them. Again, I know I was a little harsh about it at the beginning, but I can be that way. I can be harsh about what I see and still think it's cool. All right, next. Meta. Mastering Light. All right. Let's take a look. Again, think about that. I got to breathe every moment. I've got to do this. I hope you're actually just sort of listening to me and every so often like coming back to it, because I know these are fairly long videos, but I want to give you an honest look at how you evaluate things. All right, so what do we got here? Meta. First of all, Meta. It's so big. Like, I'm going to name my company Meta because no one else has done that before. Meta is changing the way we use, interact with, and benefit from light and other forms of energy. Meta designs and manufactures advanced materials and performance functional films that are engineered to nanoscale to control light and other forms of energy. All right, this is a B2B company, right? This is not for me. Look at that. They just said, thank you. Like, there's a video here. All right. Laser glare. Okay, so they're B2B. They do business to business stuff. They're probably, kings of their industry, but that doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. All right, Mission Space Food. It's kind of weird, though, because, again, I would love to see that early on. Like, we are a B2B company, business to business. We're a business to consumer company. We're looking for all those things. It's just a checklist that you can say with somebody within minutes. Within a minute, you can communicate all these things versus having me to code through here. So, Mission Space Food, again, sucked me in with the name. I'm thrilled. Is a health technology company. All right, I'm still good. Focusing on an integrated approach to human health, starting with the brain. We are a team of aerospace engineers, health scientists, cognitive nutritionists, and Michelin-star chefs working together to optimize human nutrition. So cognitive nutritionists, I'm sure that's a thing. I'm sure the first person who put that on the card was like, I'm a cognitive nutritionist. And someone's like, yeah, me too. And I'm not even making fun of it. That sounds cool. So what do they have? You know what? We're gonna press play because I'm in. This looks like quality.
We believe that what happens in space, in many ways, is an accelerated version of what happens on Earth. Astreas is an enjoyable way to take all your supplements. The statistics around the number of people who are micronutrient deficient in the United States is indicative of a problem in the supplement industry. And so what we're hoping to challenge is this idea that there has to be some sort of compromise between flavor and function. You don't have to have nutritious food or delicious food. You can have both. It just hasn't quite been done right in the past.
Can I just say that the fact that he pronounced the name of the word for you, Astreas, they said it right up front. Good for them. Also, they got an endorsement from JFK. No.
From the inside out, there's a roasted macadamia nut, there's a dark chocolate ganache, there's a crispy Teflour wafer, and then on the very outside there's a popping candy. So it's really a multi-sensory experience. You have the crunch from the wafer, you have the creamy center, and you have the popping candy on the outside that almost brings you back to your childhood. We developed this product in order to meet the demands of an astronaut who is expected to be at peak physical and mental performance at all times. And so if we're able to make a product that's well suited for those demands, whether you're an executive who's training for an ultramarathon on the weekends or you're a mom who's juggling a strenuous job and raising children, the final example of that food product is more than suited to meet any demands that someone could possibly throw at it on Earth.
Is it just a chocolate-covered nut covered with candy? Which I'm fine with, but they just made it seem so epic. All right. Okay, it is a macadamia nut with mint, sonic seasoning, thin crispy wafer, dark. This is. I don't want to say this is silly, but it's a little silly. I'll click on it. Let's do it. I'm gonna come over here and do that. All right. Astreas. All right, let's click on pre-order. Let's order some of these things. Pre-order now. Okay, for $18, what do I get? I get 5 spheres. Let's hit no thanks for a moment. Astreas is a neuroenhancer and multivitamin that takes the form of a delicious chocolate truffle packed with vitamin D3, D12, K2, folic acid, lion's mane, mushroom, and however you pronounce that, which I'm not going to do that. Free shipping with orders over $72 or a month's supply. So, how do I say this without being rude? They should name the company Chutzpah. These are, wow. I mean, seriously. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're $3 plus a piece, between $3 and $4 a piece, plus shipping. How often are you supposed to eat them? It's funny though. Also, I know a lot of people with nut allergies and mushroom allergies. There's a lot of people I know that could never even touch these, but and it appears that they're a one-note company, right? They sell these balls. So, wow. I'm assuming they have determined their market. The question isn't how many people are going to order them. The question is how many people are going to reorder them. How many of them are going to view this as a novelty versus something I must have every week? How many, like, I have all sorts of things about whether or not, I mean, I'm fascinated by it. I'll put it down on my, look at that. They make really cool things, but, Mission Space Food. Yeah, that's bizarre. Now, here's the thing. Would they be letting me try them? If I was at the show right now, would somebody like, here, have one? Or they'd go, and they're like, for $3 a piece? Now, maybe they would. I don't know. I can't say that. I am interested in what happens when you put Pop Rocks over chocolate over a nut, though. But I probably could do that at home for a lot cheaper to play with it. I don't care about the nutrients. I'm not that guy. But cool. All right. I would have given them a really wild and wacky shout out. All right. Next. Mission Space Food. My serious game. So one of the things that I do is I teach game design. And one of the types of game design I teach is serious game design. So when I see the word serious game, I'm going to go, all right, let's see what they have to say. All right, let this load. See what comes up over here. Again, I'm just looking at that. 5 truffles for $18. All right, my serious game is an all-in-one authoring software hosted in the cloud and powered by My Furious Game, the first French supplier of tailor-made digital learning. Damn it, I wanted to use a Spanish supplier. I understand what they're doing. All right. Its learning platform is the first and only one to have a digital train design method certificated by AFNOR, International Organization for Standardization Member Body. All right, so they're in the digit. All right, I'm out. They've just crossed the line for me. Technically, this is not a bad word, but in my field, it is digitize, not digitalize. Digitalize, and again, they're a European company, so maybe that's the translation, and maybe that's what I've done. But that is like you want to see me like trigger like shivers down my spine is you say the word digitalized to me because I can't even I'm like having a reaction to this. So they've got a cloud-based system that worries me. Any startup with a cloud-based system worries me because you go out of business. I'm investing in you. They've got, they're again looking for the razor blades. I'd have to do some serious investigation into what their business model is if I cared to find out what it is that they're doing. Because again, who are you charging the money to? What's the sustainable model? How big do they have to be before they're worried about them going out of business? All those things happen when you work with companies that are in the cloud, and when you're working with educators. A lot of these companies don't know who their clients are. They think, oh, the teacher's the client. Teacher doesn't have the money. Whoever has the money has it. So you sell to administrators, not to teachers. It's a weird thing. I don't want to talk about that right now. Neonode. Ooh, we got Petcube coming up. And Robo Eats. Ooh, we got some good ones coming up. All right, let's do this. Can I go back to the fact that they were charging $18 for five truffles? I can go to Godiva and do better than that. All right. Neonode provides advanced optical sensing solutions for contactless touch, gesture control, and in-cabin monitoring. All right. This, again, not business to consumer, not B2C. But this is an important thing. And the reason it's an important thing is when you look at this type of technology, it's everywhere. I mean, they're showing you what you normally don't see, which is the invisible beams. So this technology is absolutely everywhere, but it's invisible to you. And so the idea about doing contactless touch or the touch screens and things like that are being integrated everywhere, you are the decider as the consumer as to which of these technologies you're going to embrace. And these other people are going to present them to you, and you've got to sit there coming down the road going, yeah, I would rather do that. I would rather not do that. So that becomes an interesting one. You look at the select choice from the menu. This is a classic example. Is it better to have this touchless screen over here, or is it better to have an app where you just load it on your own dirty screen? Which just happens, using your own screen is a great way of avoiding touching somebody else's screen. So looking at these types of things is very exciting. Again, I'm not going to put it down as a must-to, but it's nice that they do it. And they do a pretty good job, again, of showing you what's normally invisible. They have an invisible technology. The technology is invisible, and its integration is invisible, and you take it for granted. So there you go. All right, Petcube. Oh, look at that. I say Petcube, and my dogs are barking. Yeah, I have dogs. I have a lot of dogs. I have 5 dogs. And one of them is pregnant, which means that pretty soon I'm going to have a lot of dogs. But, all right, you can stop barking. They got the point. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Petcube. I know Petcube. I love PetTech, by the way. PetTech is a lot of fun. PetTech can be really obnoxious. This one actually isn't. Petcube is a pet monitoring system and a pet cam with a built-in laser, and it gives treats. And I love the fact that it gives treats. So there's a lot of these types of technologies out there. I do believe Petcube was one of the earlier ones. Like that matters. What matters is that they're one of the sustainable ones. They're one of the ones that have been around for a while. So the idea is that you've got, seriously, this picture here says everything. Really, this is good marketing, and that's why companies like Petcube have been around for a while. So would I want one of these? Absolutely. Would my dog rip it off the wall? Absolutely. Like, I'm wondering if there's like a tilt sensor in here, or if your dog rips it out the wall, it, like, you know, starts yelling, bad dog, you know. But seriously, I love these types of things. So it's a wide angle camera. We've got wide angle cameras all over the house. That's easy. It's got two-way audio. I've got two-way audio all over the house. That's easy. It's got a treat dispenser. I do not have treat dispensers all over the house. I like that they kind of show you it flipping the treat. I do wonder, does it fling the treat, or does it, like, you know, whatever? But I love this. Now, the whole process is cool. It makes you wonder if they're hurting because of the pandemic. Not because, I mean, everyone's home. How much pet monitoring and pet treat remote do you have to give if everybody's home? So it's kind of an interesting one. So I really want to give them a really strong shout out to this. I also love the fact that they have the automated laser for the cats. I think it's mostly for the cats, so that you can actually like you know, play with your cat remotely. With, again, having a laser pointer that you can move around and a camera integrated together for your pet, it's pretty awesome, and it's really worthwhile. What I haven't mentioned is the price. So let's actually scroll down and see what's available for sale. Again, you can buy some of the Petcube products right now. Petcube is not is not brand new. Let's take a look at this one. Vet Chat built in. That's neat. So the Petcube Bites. I want to know how much these cost. But the regular ones, $40. That's something great. So let's look at Bites 2 and see if they tell you how much it's going to cost. Like, I can't believe they're barking. I didn't know about the Vet Chat, where you can actually talk to your vets through. That's pretty neat. 5% off your first order. All right, so big shout out to Petcube. I literally, other than the fact that I'm afraid that my dog would rip it. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah, as I say, that's what my dog would do, is he'd rip it off the wall. So we actually have, my entire house is wired with cameras, and every so often I have to go back and review the footage. And one of my dogs, who sleeps in a crate, their crate opened in the middle of the night, and they just walked out and slept on the couch. And then I wanted to make sure they didn't do any damage in the house. And as I walked through for the 3.5 hours they were out of the crate, they slept on the couch, on the floor, then on the couch, on the floor. It was like really just funny to watch the dog do nothing wrong. All right, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. Oh, where it is. It's $200. Is that a lot of money? Yes. Is it worth it? You know, it could be. You know, if you need to give if you're back at work and you need to give your dog attention, and you can spit out a treat and have a conversation with them and get that good training going, it's not a bad thing to do. Again, I think I froze for a second. It's not a bad thing to do. So $200, Petcube Bites 2. All right. I like it. My seal of approval. All right. Let me see how many more of these I can do before I move on to the next one. PlayShifu. All right. All right, you can stop barking now. That's why I film these late at night half the time. You're like, how many dogs? 5 dogs. 3 Cocker Spaniels and 2 Chocolate Labs. And the Chocolate Labs are really puppies. They're about 6 months old, so they've got those really nice big barks. All right, PlayShifu is a leading AR company revolutionizing the world of tomorrow by providing educational play experiences for children today. 16 different products that offer unique, fun, and play digital interactions. I don't know if that's a typo or a real word. For ages 3 to 11. Again, 3 to 11 is nice. All right, and they mentioned Steam. So 3 globes, 6 gaming kits, 5 game sets. I'll hit play. Let's see what it sounds like.
We merge fun and learning at PlayShifu. 3 platforms with 14 products. Math, engineering, music, grammar, science,
I like that.
and more. That's so cool. 20 essential skills in early childhood.
I like that.
Let's revolutionize early learning together.
So let's focus in on exactly what they mentioned, and look at me, the big red glow on my screen. Early learning. They're very specific. They pretty much know what they're doing and how they're doing it. It's not cheap, by the way. I mean, the moment you see someone with a tablet, you're like, oh, and you got to buy an iPad, for it. These technologies die. I want to point that out. Anytime you see something where it's like the toy is only as good as the app that it goes along with. So you're like, ooh, it's a toy. No, it's an app. And as long as the app is valid, the toy will work. But as soon as the app stops working, the toy stops working. What is the average lifespan of an app? And this becomes really huge for everything. I smart wired my house with lights, and at the moment that app stops working, at least the light still turns on and off, but the smartness goes away. But if I've got a smart toy, usually that smart toy is tied to the app. The toy is an extension of the app. The app is primary, the toy is secondary. So you have to ask yourself, how long are they in business? How long are they going to guarantee you these things are going to work for? And realize that it will die. Now, the good news about early childhood stuff is you're like, all I've got to do is last until my kid's 11, which is true, but it's not going to be something that's going to last forever. All right, pretty cool. I'm going to click on it. Let's take a look at this one. All right. Again, I like that they have all of these things. So they've got multiple. Oh, so it's not a suite of toys. There are multiple toys. Actually, that's pretty cool too. I also like. Did you see that? By the way, they have the years on it. That's very clever. It reminds you that they're in business. So the Tacato Classics is $50 with interactive figures. The Tacato Laser, which I love because I like the fact that they're using the laser things, but they're not real lasers, is $49.99. I actually love this so much that I want to play with this. Like, I'm close to calling them up and going, let me do a demo on that one. That's a good one. Game night. Okay, so there is and then of course they've got this globe. I like the AR globe. That's better. See, when you're doing the AR cards, you're like putting the cards on, holding the cards up, and having the globe out there, it's a very clever way of sort of getting around some of the what are you aiming at sort of things. And then they're dinos. Okay, that's good. And there's the stem pack. No, I again, everything I said about not skeptical, but being very careful about what you do, I mean that. But would I buy these things? Yeah, nothing here is that expensive. $25, $35, $50. It's worth the risk. If it works for a year, that's fine. If it, this is good. They've hit all the right marks here. They've hit multiple toys, multiple price points. They can bring you in. They've separated out into different things. My kid might like this and not like this. I have to be honest with you. There's some pretty good looking stuff here. And think about how they pushed me through. They talked about what they were going to do. They've got the right price points. I'm pretty happy. So again, this is PlayShifu. But again, the one that I'm really looking forward to is the Tacato Laser. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there. I'm going to put that down under my, that as an adult, I will. And that's the thing is, part of me goes, what are these things would I want to play with? All right, so that was pretty cool. I like that one. So we got some good ones going on here. Let's come back. All right, we're gonna end with Proctor and Gamble for part 5 because I've got no idea what Proctor and Gamble's got, and I'm assuming it's going to be sort of big and epic, and not really related. I don't know what they're selling right now, and that's the thing. You've got these major companies, and what are you selling me today? What is your priority today? Sony's a good example of that, right? Everything you could live in a Sony world. Matter of fact, when they were doing the PlayStation television shows, they were all like everything was Sony all the time. So what are they selling you? Featuring Oral-B. Oh, featuring Oral-B. All right, there you go. And there's a microsite. Again, that must be the other microsite. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at Oral-B.io, a power toothbrush platform that's been reimagined and redesigned from the inside out. Combining okay, let's hit play. Let's look at what the latest in smart toothbrushes are for. We've seen smart toothbrushes before, by the way, usually for children. Where's the audio? Good morning. Time to shine. Good night. There is audio in there. Or not. Maybe they're being not annoying here. Gum care, whitened. Let's so zoomed in. All right. That was awesome. There's a Dawn Power dish spray. That's pretty cool. What else do we got? Group shot. Oh, they really just... All right. So Oral-B has a smart toothbrush. And that actually is kind of neat because we've seen smart toothbrushes before, but when I see it from Oral-B, I think to myself, I'm going to see them in Walmart. I'm going to see them in Target. I'm going to see them in Best Buy. So that means that they're going to be sort of more mainstreamed. Now the question is how much do they cost? And the answer is they're not going to be cheap because the electric toothbrushes aren't cheap anyway, and the smart ones will be even more so. Also, they could be cheaper because they do have that whole razor blade thing of the disposable. So they might be a little bit smarter with that one as well. Also, the whole thing's semi-disposable because it's tech and it'll age out. All right, pretty cool stuff. Not enough information on this screen though. They didn't make it easy for me to see how it worked, but enough for me to go, oh, it's a smart toothbrush. All right, everybody, this is the end of part 5. Remember to share, like, subscribe, follow, things like that. I will be back for part 6 because we got ways to go. All right, see you soon.